Alright, I just got back from seeing a double feature. First movie I saw today was Him, directed by Justin Tipping, starring Marlon Wayans, Tyreek Withers, and Julia Fox. And this movie had some very interesting marketing. It was kind of a sports movie, kind of like an inspirational sports movie, but it seemed like there was going to be elements of horror, and there are definitely elements of horror in this film. This might be a first of its kind, but this is definitely a sports horror movie, and honestly, this isn't really my kind of movie. I'm not a sports fan, but I am a horror fan, and produced by Jordan Peele, so I figured I'd give this movie a shot, and honestly, it's just okay. Let me start by talking about what I liked about the movie, and the production design, and the acting. This film looks great. The cinematography is great, the lighting is amazing. There's definitely a smaller budget, but they use the budget very well. There's really only two sets, one really good looking football stadium set, and then this house that this movie takes place in. It all looks really good, and the acting, especially the two leads. Marlon Wayans plays Isaiah White. He's an all-time GOAT of football. He's got 8 Super Bowl champions, although they don't really say Super Bowl because they don't have the NFL license. He's about to retire and needs to pass the torch on to the new young guy, played by Tyreek Withers, aka Cameron Cade in this story. He's the new upcoming, fresh out of college football player, and he is ready to be the next GOAT. They're both quarterbacks. They're both really great at acting in this film. They sell the fact that they are football players. They have the physique for it. They have like the yelling, "Let's go, coach." They have all that down. It's absolutely nailed it. So the acting is quite good in this film. But where this movie falls apart is the story, and the writing for that matter. Sometimes horror movies are just dumb, and I think this movie is dumb. There are so many moments in this film where I'm just shaking my head like, this is stupid. Multiple times throughout the film. There's not really any reasons for the horror elements to happen, except they just happen. And usually I can suspend my disbelief, but in this film I just couldn't. A lot of stupid stuff happens for a lot of unexplained reasons, and it just took me right out of the film. It really did. Also, Jim Jeffries makes an appearance in this film, one of my favorite comedians, and I'm very glad that wasn't spoiled in the trailer for me. He was actually one of the better parts of this movie. And I think Julia Fox, playing Elsa White, the wife to Marlon Wayans' character, I think she did a great job. She plays a very eccentric character, very ridiculous in her line delivery, and it worked for this movie. And while I did think the writing was dumb, I think the ending is somewhat satisfying. I won't spoil it in case you care, but let's just say the main character gets his revenge in a pretty satisfying way. But walking out of this movie, I was just not impressed. I wasn't really ever scared. I was more shaking my head at this movie, just thinking how dumb it was. Overall, the film is brought up a little bit with the acting and the cinematography and the production design, but between the bad writing, the stupidity of the film, and just the unsatisfying conclusion that this film has, besides like the blood and gore and the end scene, I'm gonna give this movie a 4 out of 10. Maybe down the line you can rent it one day, or maybe watch it when it's streaming, but this is not a really good movie. Definitely not worth spending your money in theaters. If you've seen Him, let me know what you thought down below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to. See you next time.